I adopted a chaotic bunny thinking he'd be a simple pet, but Chester's wild energy and secret spinal injury turned my life upside down. Why did his owners abandon him, and what's he teaching me that I never expected? I'll never forget the day I met Chester. His little nose twitched like he was sizing me up, those big brown eyes staring right into mine through the shelter's bars. I'd gone in looking for a rabbit, something small and manageable to fill the quiet in my apartment. But Chester, he was a whole different story. The shelter file said his old owners ditched him because he was too much work. I figured, how hard could a bunny be? So I brought him home, picturing a cute, cuddly pet who'd chill in a cage. But those first 2 weeks, total chaos. Chester was a tornado of fur and energy, chewing cords, hopping onto counters, and leaving tiny poop pellets everywhere. I was so stressed I couldn't eat, lost 5 pounds just trying to keep up. I thought I'd made a huge mistake, so I ditched the cage. Playpens, too. I let Chester roam free, figuring he'd either destroy my place or we'd find a rhythm. And you know what? He ran straight to me, jumped onto my lap, and started licking my face like I was his favorite person in the world. It was the first time I felt like we might actually get each other. But living with Chester was like parenting a hyper 2-year-old. He'd zoom across my couch at lightning speed, doing these wild leaps. Half the time he'd misjudge and fly right off, landing in a fluffy heap. I'd laugh, but then I'd worry. Was he okay? Was I doing this right? We've got 2 cats and a dog at home, but Chester, he's the boss. He struts around like he owns the place, chasing the cats and even nipping at the dog's tail when he feels like it. I thought he'd be the timid one, but nope. He's got the heart of a lion. So I started to relax, thinking we'd figured it out. But then we hit a snag. One day, I noticed Chester wasn't moving right. His back legs seemed stiff, like he was dragging them a bit. A trip to the vet confirmed it. A spinal injury. My heart sank. Was this why his old owners gave him up? Did they know and just not want the hassle? The vet prescribed 3 medications a day. Pills, drops, and the works. I was terrified I'd mess it up, but Chester made it easy. He'd sit still, letting me syringe the meds into his mouth, then nuzzle my hand like he was saying, "Thanks for sticking with me." It wasn't cheap or simple, but seeing him perk up, his little hops getting stronger, made it worth every penny. We started to bond in a way I didn't expect. He'd greet me at the door after work, flopping at my feet with these excited little grunts. At night, he'd sneak onto my bed, curl up on my pillow, and kiss my face until I fell asleep. It was like he knew I needed him as much as he needed me. But not everyone in the house was Team Chester. My dad, for one, is terrified of him. It started when my mom fed Chester a tiny piece of apple, and he got so excited he nipped her finger. Dad saw that and swore he'd never get near that rabbit. But Chester's got a knack for picking on people who don't like him. He'll chase Dad around the living room, hopping right at his feet, and Dad will yelp and scramble onto the couch. I try not to laugh, but it's hilarious. Chester knows exactly what he's doing. Life with Chester was starting to feel like an adventure, not a chore. But then something hit me hard. 3 years ago, I lost my childhood dog, Max. He'd been my best friend growing up, and when he passed, it felt like a piece of me went with him. I'd come home from work and just sit on the couch, staring at the wall, trying not to cry. But Chester wouldn't let me wallow. He'd hop onto my lap, nudge my hands, and stay there, warm and soft, like he was saying, "I'm here." He wouldn't leave my side, not even when I tried to push him away. It was like he could feel my pain and refused to let me face it alone. That's when I realized Chester wasn't just a pet. He was my partner in crime, my little hero. I'd saved him from the shelter, but he was saving me right back. He taught me things I never expected to learn from a rabbit, like how cages aren't for creatures with spirits as big as his, or how love doesn't always look like you expect. It can be a tiny, stubborn bunny who refuses to give up on you. Now, Chester's doing better than ever. His meds keep the spinal injury in check, and he's back to ruling the house. He still does his couch zoomies, though I swear he's gotten faster. The cats have learned to steer clear, and the dog just sighs when Chester steals his bed. Dad's still not a fan, but even he's starting to crack a smile when Chester flops dramatically at his feet, demanding attention. Every day with Chester feels like a gift. When I come home, he's there, waiting to kiss my face or drag me into his latest mischief. He's changed me in ways I can't explain. I used to think I was a dog person, maybe a cat person at a stretch. But Chester? He's made me a bunny person through and through. He's shown me how to laugh, how to keep going, and how to love something fiercely, even when it's hard. Looking back, I could have walked away that day at the shelter. Chester wasn't what I expected. Too wild, too much, too everything. But I'm so glad I didn't. He's not just a rabbit. He's my family, my chaos, my heart, and I wouldn't trade him for anything. Thank you for watching. If you like the story, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. See you in the next video.